I have a question for you. Can you imagine what would happen if you were to cut down a tree? You might plant another tree, you might water it, or perhaps you might even start a movement. What if I told you that someone had died for trees? Well, get ready to be amazed, because today, we Lions be telling you the tale of 363 people who died for trees. Welcome to our channel, and today let's find out more about this tragic event from Indian history. It was the year 1730, and the Mughal Empire was at its peak. There was peace all over the country. This era saw many great works of art and literature. The Seven Sisters of Death, also called the Pleiades, had risen and they were high up in the sky. But down on earth, there was trouble brewing between the ruler and the ruled. In the heart of India, in a small village, lived a woman. She was known by the name of Amrita Devi. Amrita Devi was not an ordinary woman. She was highly respected by everyone in the community. Her whole life was dedicated to serving her people and the nature around them. In fact, she was considered to be one with nature. Amrita Devi belonged to a Bishnoi community. The Bishnoi people are known to live in harmony with nature. Their lifestyle is deeply rooted in religious beliefs which preach peaceful coexistence with animals and plants. They consider all living beings as sacred and hence do not harm any living thing. One of their taboos is not to cut trees, as trees give humans oxygen to breathe and provide food and shelter to animals. Thus, cutting trees was considered a sin among the Bishnoi community. While the rest of the world was busy expanding and conquering, Amrita Devi and the Bishnoi people were busy conserving nature. But little did they know that soon they would be put to test. Maharaja Surat Singh of the Jodhpur state needed wood to build a palace. He sent his men to the nearby villages to collect wood, but no one agreed to give him the wood he wanted. So the Maharaja decided to cut down the trees himself. He gathered a huge army and went to the Bishnoi village. When Amrita Devi heard that the Maharaja was coming for the trees, she stood firm with her fellow villagers. She knew that if the Maharaja got his way, then the balance of nature would be disturbed. Not only this, the very survival of the Bishnoi community would be at stake. Upon arrival, the Maharaja asked the villagers to give him the wood he wanted, but Amrita Devi and her fellow villagers refused. As a result, the soldiers tied Amrita Devi and the other villagers to trees and started beating them. The villagers fell one by one, but Amrita Devi held on. Even after being beaten badly, she did not agree to the Maharaja's demand. Seeing this, the Maharaja ordered his soldiers to kill all the Bishnoi villagers. More than 360 Bishnoi men, women, and children lost their lives that day. After killing all the villagers, the Maharaja returned to the palace, thinking that now he would have enough wood to build his palace. But little did he know that the real challenge was yet to come. When the soldiers returned to the village to cut down trees, they found that all the trees were dry and the wood had turned to dust. It seems like the trees had shed their leaves and branches overnight, although no one knows for sure. This miraculous event saved the Bishnoi community from total annihilation. And so the incident became an important event in the Indian freedom struggle against the British Raj. This event was not only remembered, but also used as an inspiration for future movements. In the 20th century, this incident was a source of inspiration for the Chipko movement. The Chipko movement was a type of protest that originated in the 1970s in India. It is derived from the Sanskrit word Chipko, meaning to stick to or to hug. This form of protest involved hugging trees to prevent them from being cut down. The movement aimed to protect trees and promote ecological balance. The protesters stuck to trees, literally hugging them to prevent the workers from felling the trees. This movement gained momentum when it reached the Garhwal region of Uttarakhand. A group of villagers hugged trees and prevented the contractors from cutting them down. This form of protest soon spread throughout the country and people from all walks of life participated in it. The Chipko movement played a significant role in raising awareness about the importance of trees and the need to conserve the environment. It served as a reminder of the deep connection between humans and nature and the consequences of ecological imbalance. The movement also highlighted the significance of nonviolent resistance as a means of bringing about social and environmental change. By peacefully opposing the destruction of forests, the Chipko movement inspired people to take action and protect the natural world from exploitation and degradation. It served as a catalyst for the growth of environmental activism in India and helped to foster a sense of responsibility towards preserving the country's rich biodiversity and natural heritage. There have been many instances of the Chipko movement in India. Let us tell you about one such incident. On March 2, 1974, a large group of villagers from a town in Rajasthan assembled at the Chandigarh site where a large number of green trees were marked for felling. Despite the presence of police force, the villagers sat down on the ground and started singing and praying. They vowed to protect the trees and prevent them from being destroyed. The villagers firmly held onto the trees, refusing to budge. Their determination and unity made it impossible for the workers to cut down the trees. Touched by their dedication, the divisional forest officer intervened and persuaded the villagers to end their protest. He promised to look into the matter and find an amicable solution. Due to the efforts of the villagers and the intervention of the forest officer, a compromise was reached. It was decided that instead of cutting down all the trees, some of them would be saved and used for the construction of a school building in the village. This incident became a turning point in the history of the Chipko movement, showcasing the power of collective action and the importance of preserving trees and the environment. So now you know how this movement impacted the lives of the people. But do you know how it changed India's history? To understand this, we must go back in time to the early 1970s. At that time, India's forest policy was focused on maximizing timber production and revenue. Clear-cutting and large-scale logging were common practices, leading to widespread deforestation and soil erosion. The government saw forests primarily as a source of economic exploitation rather than as vital ecosystems. This short-sighted approach caused severe ecological imbalances and threatened the livelihoods of local communities who depended on the forests for their survival. However, the Chipko movement marked a significant shift in this narrative. It highlighted the need for a more sustainable and participatory approach to forest management. The movement's emphasis on the spiritual and cultural values of trees resonated with people across the country, transcending religious and social boundaries. It awakened a sense of responsibility towards the environment and inspired people to take action to protect it. As the Chipko movement gained momentum, it forced policymakers to pay attention to the concerns of local communities and the ecological implications of unchecked logging. The government began to recognize the importance of involving local people in forest conservation efforts and promoting sustainable practices. This led to the implementation of policies such as the National Forest Policy of 1988, which aimed to halt deforestation and promote afforestation and social forestry. These policies marked a departure from the earlier exploitative approach and aimed to strike a balance between the need for timber and the imperative to conserve forests. The Chipko movement also contributed to the establishment of several conservation organizations and initiatives. Non-governmental organizations, NGOs, played a crucial role in supporting and amplifying the movement's message. They worked closely with local communities to implement conservation projects, raise awareness, and advocate for policy changes. One notable example is the Dasholi Gram Swarajya Sangh, an NGO founded in the early 1970s that played a pivotal role promoting the Chipko movement in the Garhwal region. Such organizations continue to work tirelessly to protect India's biodiversity and promote sustainable development. Furthermore, the Chipko movement had a profound impact on environmental activism, not only in India, but also globally. It inspired similar movements in other countries, particularly those facing deforestation and ecological challenges. The concept of hugging trees as a form of protest became a powerful symbol of environmental activism worldwide. In conclusion, the Chipko movement stands as a testament to the power of ordinary citizens to bring about significant change. It highlights the importance of preserving trees, conserving the environment, and promoting sustainable practices. The movement's legacy continues to inspire generations of environmental activists and policymakers alike. Through nonviolent resistance, mass awareness campaigns, and community-based conservation efforts, the Chipko movement left an indelible mark on India's environmental history, reminding us of our profound connection to the natural world and the urgent need for its protection. So this was the tale of 363 people who died for trees. Did you like this episode? Do let us know in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to share this episode with your friends. Thanks for watching. We'll be back soon with another amazing episode. Till then, keep watching our videos.